Scientists at New York University have just determined that your consciousness, which we're not really sure what that is, continues to work even after you're dead, which is great, because it's not like we haven't argued enough about when life begins. Now we get to argue about when it ends. One thing is for sure, death begins at conception. Now the newest research says that when we die, our minds know this. That means I'm going to know when I die? Ugh, that is another example of how being dead sucks. Thanks a lot, science. Like I needed to know what could make necrophilia seem even worse. Right? It turns out a lot of people have heard their doctors pronounce them dead, which happens when your heart stops, and then they've come back to life and they've known exactly what was said in the ER despite being legally dead and having no senses. So that means you can be conscious long enough to hear your kids arguing about who gets your jet ski and the Foreman grill on your way to the morgue, which means I'm going to need to change my will. I still want the do not resuscitate, but I think I'm going to need to add a don't be in a big hurry to cremate. Now, some describe themselves as seeing a light or floating above their bodies, but most people just are aware of what's around them when they're dead. So that means life after death is real. It's just horrifyingly boring, which must be why the ghosts do all that booing. I love that this is true. All right? The kooky science that I believe has been saying this for decades and has been dismissed by mainstream science. It must have really sucked to be one of the researchers who knew this to be true, be conscious after death, and then not be able to say, I told you so, because the body no longer works. Now, Republicans are always complaining about how Democrats have the corpses voting for them, and now I think we know why. It's because the dead still have a conscience.